Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of car news, conspiracies, Fanking. We got mailbag, and my GTR is finally here, people. It's taken a long time. Martin, you've been working on Camrys.
Yeah, I have. And if you close your eyes, it's a podcast. Do a podcast. Just shut your eyes. It's the same thing exactly.
And while your eyes are closed, have a look at our all-new merchandise. No, you know what? We are constantly trying to make cool stuff all the time. Sometimes people ask us for things and we make them. And so I just thought I'd do a quick mega load on you. Unload.
You'll unload a big update onto their eyeballs. Where if your eyes are shut, this isn't going to work. So maybe open them for this bit, then shut them again, and just imagine us talking.
Exactly. So first of all, our t-shirts, our new t-shirts have gone absolutely gangbusters, and you guys have loved them. This is the Super Spinny Boosty Boy Goes to Turbo Town. They've been so good, but a lot of you were like, I love it, but can you get one for my kid?
Because my kid wants one.
Hello.
How good's that?
Look at this. So we now have kid sizes.
That's a size 2?
That's a size 2, yes. So we have 2, 4, and
That's
6,
mad.
and then I think it goes into like the small adult sizes.
Perfect for car meets. There's nothing like dragging kids around a car meet, right?
They're just so cool. So they're available, and with every t-shirt we now have, just for a limited time, we've got Super Spinny Boy, Super Spinny Boosty Boy stickers, and because a bunch of you asked, now we put these up and people started buying them already.
We didn't even
announce them.
We
and a
just
whole
put
bunch
the
have
listing
gone.
up, and it
but
went straight away.
it's a cool retro poster. This is obviously kind of a, like 1920 style animation, but we've just got posters. It's a slightly different size to the rest, but it looks amazing in a frame, looks great in your room. So they are available. We also
This is the one that I'm frothing about, though.
I'm gonna get to that also.
This
Unicorn Circuit real quick, and you asked for it. Here they are. This is
Black
like
edition.
the black camo chopped hats. They call it multi-cam black. That is an authentic snapback hat. So we have that.
So if you've ever wandered around a clothes shop or a place like this and gone, man, there's just nothing that really is for me, this is for you.
You could be rocking that and that. Now, just quickly, because the response to our backpacks far exceeded our expectations, and they sold out completely. We have just got them back. So I just want to show you this before we kick into the show. This is what we call a tactical laptop bag. So this is a military style bag. Lots of different pockets, lots of different things here. You will get for free. You will get a patch. You can stick any patches that you want on there. You will also get a carabiner for putting your bottle on, and this is strictly limited time only, you will also get one of our brand new Mighty Car Mods 10mm mini ratcheting little ratchet
Keyring
thing.
spanner
so
thing.
you can
Never
have
be
this
caught out again.
hanging on there. You can have that hanging on your bag, and we'll put all the details of the bag and stuff on there so you can kind of see what it does. But get that on there. Put that on there. You've got a drink bottle here.
Noticed, my friend here is a bit of a backpack aficionado.
I love backpacks.
Loves backpacks. Always talking about backpacks.
Heaps of pockets.
Bag
Soft
for
pockets
different
here.
things. How many backpacks do you own?
A lot, Martin.
A lot.
A
More than he
laptop one.
does shoes. Imagine if he applied the backpack to the shoes. Anyway, this backpack.
So this
awesome.
here is the Mighty Car Mods tactical laptop,
And it will
just
fit.
to clarify. I think it takes big ones, Martin. It
Yeah,
takes
let's
the big guy.
Unzip it. Let's show
Where's the double doodle?
There.
So and then obviously it has all of this stuff on the side. You can get from military stores and stuff like that. Lots of little extra bags that you stick on the side.
Or is it? It's got a
Unclip
Velcro
that,
bit.
Unclip that. Heaps of storage options on the inside as well.
That's, I think, a 16-inch, whatever.
That's
Fits.
a big guy.
No worries. 14-inch will fit in there as well. Boom. Look at that.
Get him in, and he's done.
That's like
and
a
then you just
monstrously
stole your
large
mate's
laptop.
Anyway, so we have those, and for you guys at the moment, grab a bag, free patch, free carabiner,
Chopped on the front.
free tool. And if you don't know what to get, last thing, because we're just going there, it's like daytime's telly sales segment. CHERYL'S big box. If you don't know what to get, this is around $200 worth of merch. We will pack it for you and send it to you anywhere in the world.
Fully mysterious.
It is mysterious, but heavily discounted. It will include a t-shirt, will include a hat, so you can drop down, choose your size. Anyway, that is some of the new stuff that is on the shop. So thanks for hanging with us. Martin, it's a massive show today.
Huge.
Around about the same size as all of the massive shows.
It will be massive, but also moderate.
And Martin, other than some
Which
big
kind of
news,
sums you up.
What's that?
Massive and moderate. You know what I mean? That's a compliment, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Martin, something happened this week that's never happened before.
What? A turbo to Camry? That's happened once before.
Yeah. So it's not that.
No, what is it? Oh, no, you bought the cheapest car the cheapest car. That happened.
Yep.
And it happened maybe like a month ago.
And 4
when
years
you went
ago.
through your strange Ford phase.
I do that. The Ford XR80 is fantastic, by the way.
It
Some
exceeded
people are like,
all
I'm
our
disappointed that you're
expectations.
just going to get rid of it. I'm not getting rid of it.
No, it's
like,
still
I'm
here.
keeping it. It's going to stay here.
I keep waiting for it to not be here, and it's like, oh, it's still
No,
here.
it's still going to be
pretty
here.
cool.
And in fact, I'm planning on organising a few more beginner drift nights down at Sydney Motorsport Park, and the car will be there. Maybe we go for some passengers and stuff in it, like get you to come and do some laps.
Drift taxi. There is an elephant in the room that we'll quickly address, being that we're just talking about the Falcon, and you mentioned the Camry.
Hold that thought. So something happened that's never happened before.
Oh, yeah, I cut you off, go.
We got our Fank of the week.
Why are we talking about Fanking? Fanking's ages away.
No, because it arrived physically in the mail.
What?
A modified product arrived fanked. I think people have sent us stuff that's a bit funny, but our Fank of the week is a physical thing that someone sent to us. So I'm excited about that.
Okay.
And we bought the cheapest GTR in the world. Now, $14,000. But are we in the news yet?
Let's do the news.
Did you have something to say first?
I just want to address, people talk about the Camry. It wasn't fair because the Falcon was set up as a drift car and the Camry was very competitive with the drift car.
Correct.
You're right.
The
Was it
Camry
still
also
awesome?
had a professional race car driver in it.
Yeah.
And the Falcon had me.
The Camry had traction. But anyway, I still think it was a really fun and interesting battle. And more importantly than all this like nitty gritty of, it's the 0.1%, this isn't Formula One. This is just having some fun on the track.
We're like Formula 40.
With two nuggets, because the Falcon was the cheapest Falcon and the Camry was the cheapest Camry. So let's not get ahead of ourselves in a race series. But it was very entertaining anyway.
It was very good. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. People really enjoyed it.
Should we do the news?
We should do the news. So first up in the news, you may have seen on the main channel that a brand new build series has just kicked off. I did buy the cheapest R32 GTR in the world from the auctions in Japan. Massive thank you to Castrol Edge. They've been supporters of our show for a very, very long time. And they came on board to support this because it's a way bigger project than something that we are capable of doing ourselves.
And they have history with GTRs as well, which was where the
which we
interest came
spoke
from
about
as well.
in the video, which is kind of how that all happened. I've always wanted a GTR. They cost too much money. We contacted our friends over at Import Monster, and my instruction was very, very simple. Find me the cheapest one and just buy it. And that, like, are you sure? Because I don't think you
I think the number of emails and messages that were like, are you sure? Was yes.
And I was like, yes. Now, when it arrived, it was way worse than any of us thought, because it is still, for $14,000, you can buy a reasonable car that doesn't have GTR tax, but they will always have GTR tax on them. I am really excited to kick that off. If you haven't seen it yet, I won't, give too many spoilers or anything. It's
like properly, like more than I think just about any car.
Other than the Brumby, which doesn't count because it was pulled out of a thing as an old whatever.
That was just time.
I've never seen a car that is meant to be operational that is this neglected and this bad. Obviously,
bought as running, right? You didn't buy, you didn't buy a for parts car necessarily. Like it was, it drove on and off a transporter, I assume, in Japan at least before we got it.
Well. It's never worked for us. But the interesting thing is because so much time has gone past since I bought the car, and we're still working on it. I read in the comments, someone's like, you finished the car now and you're just going to seed out the videos. Absolutely not the case. Episode 2 does not exist yet. We've filmed the footage, have not edited it, haven't exported it, haven't whatever. So the post-production of those are happening in real time as we try and get to a point that we think it's going to finish. What we didn't want to do is release a video 4 years ago, and then another one 4 years, and then another one 3 months later.
Which we actually did
wanted
with the
to try
Gemini.
And collapse it.
That's what happened with the Gemini.
And every comment, where's the Gemini, where's the Gemini?
We're going to kick off the Gemini, and then I don't know what happened. It went to paint and panel, and same thing with the Skyline as well. We won't do that this time. Let's at least make sure it's like painting. We've caught up a bit. And paint took like well over 12 months. Just to get it straightened and whatever else. So yes, it looks much like, as of today, it does look much closer, but it is far from finished. So we're sort of in the middle.
I also do want to quickly acknowledge all of the people that bought the Mighty Car Mods book, which is not available anymore. It had the car in there because it was fully our intention that at the time we were making the book that we thought the car in 6 to 12 months would be finished. It wasn't.
Which is when it went to paint.
And I think we did a call out and said, hey, if you've got the book, keep it quiet. Still, to this day, yesterday, I saw people saying, hey, people have got the book, what car is it? And I saw a string of responses of people saying, look, I have the book, but it's probably fairest for me not to mention because it is a spoiler.
Yeah.
Obviously, word got out a little bit, but there was a lot of people saying, you know what, I really care about people's experience of seeing the episode and not having it spoiled. And so they didn't share it. So if that was, you know, one of you, then thank you. I appreciate that because I think it makes it more entertaining for everyone. So there will be fairly regular videos out on that. It's not hyperbole. I'd say it's probably the biggest in terms of undertaking of time and money and resources and people required, the biggest project that's ever been undertaken on this channel.
Yeah.
And
you ever been to a wrecker's
and
and gone, oh, I just need to get like a door trim, and you argue with the wrecker over whether it's $80, $70 or $120. Add like a 0 or 2 zeros to every single one of those conversations.
And you're speaking to someone in Japan.
Great. I'm blown away. Like I'm from Subaru land and there's more of them around, and some stuff like a Tudor STI is kind of rare. And you go, okay, I guess I'll pay $200 for that. It's like, no, it's like $2,000.
Where do you get your little rear quarter panel window thing from? Like it's
and then get someone with the expertise to make sure that that's not broken when it goes in, because again, if you break that or something goes wrong, so all the stakes are higher is what we're saying. But very excited to do a GTR. I've never really understood them. Now that we have one, now that it's sort of come this far, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm starting to understand this a bit better. And there are so many people that are fans of those cars.
Yes.
Even though they were only ever sold in Japan, New Zealand, Australia, I think Singapore, maybe Hong Kong, and that's it.
Does America now get them? I know there was a period of time with the 25-year rule, but I thought they could, but I think now they can't
the
again or
import
something?
laws changed and then have shifted again. Depends where you live. But yeah, at the moment I think R32's yes.
Okay.
But who knows with tariffs and other stuff. So anyway, Skyline GTR, pretty exciting times.
A lot of people are very excited about the GTR and your RX-7. There's a lot of comments that are like, RX, no one's going, yay, GTR and 180 or GTR and 180SX. There's specific mentions of that, and it's probably due to our conversation by the waterfall next to the shrine. And if we can say that the RX-7 is like the ultimate version of what it is, and that the R34 GTR is the ultimate version of what that is.
We're agreed, man.
If we can agree on that, then all we need to do is come back to Japan, get one each, and go for a drive.
Totally.
In Japan,
and in a way, I feel like the 180 and the Tudor STR are more like that would have been the classic battle back in the day, and RX-7 was more, if you're playing Gran Turismo, I guess would be like the more of the battle. The RX-7 work is ongoing on that as well too. Fix the fuel system and get back on the dyno. There's too many mad nuggets to finish.
I was chatting with someone this morning, and I didn't agree, but then thought about it and then did agree. I want to run it from you. R31, R32, R33, R34, R35.
Yeah,
Which one do you think is the coolest?
Oh, 34.
34?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you reckon's coming second in there?
32.
And then what?
Oh, 35 and 33 is arguable because technically a 35 is not really a Skyline. It's a whole nother jump to like being a Renault.
Let's pretend it is for now, though.
35, then 33.
And then what?
31's are cool, but I don't rate them because rear-wheel drive, not same.
Yeah,
not same kind of thing.
See, I would rank it similar to you, except for, and this was the argument that was made to me this morning, the R32 was the OG that kicked it off and went, this is it. Like, this is the platform, legit, as it's going to be, kind of for 33, 34. And if you have, I feel like for younger people, a 34 is where it's at because they played it.
Yeah.
But a little bit like more maybe your and my vintage, I think the 32 is kind of the OG. It might be a little grey around the gills, and it's still going hard.
Yeah, I mean, 34 got popularised the most, but I've always thought, since the first time I saw one on the road, probably a good 20 years ago, I just looked at it and went, wow, like it looked like it was from another planet. And before that, R33s, they're kind of big and a bit bulbous and round and funny, and 32s were kind of wedge-looking 80s things.
Yeah, wedgy, squarey.
In my mind. But I was never huge on those cars generally, anyway. And also, they were so out of reach, even then, so out of reach, which we'll talk more about later. But
what do you reckon turns more heads? I feel like the classic R32 is kind of awesome wheels, a little bit of dish, painted grey, nice and clean. The 34 is obviously the Bayside blue, but T37s or whatever. What do you think turns more heads? You can only look at one, and there's one going this way and one going this way. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people are going to go 34. But then I also feel like just as many people are possibly going to pay their respect to the OG.
Funnily enough, though, if I see a 32, I assume it's really fast. If I see a 34, it's probably just got 400 kilowatts.
Yes.
Which even saying
that's true.
It's only got 400 kilowatts, but I mean, getting that out of RB26 these days is not a big deal. But 32s are they're the crazy ones. They're the ones making 1,000 horsepower plus. regularly sequentials, you know.
And there's an association with those and their owners as being real diehard GTR fans compared to later on.
It's the lightest one, you're going to get the best time.
And I remember as well when the 34 came out, and I think at that time we'd finished working on our Ford Focus RS. And I remember when we actually looked at the numbers, and on the track, Focus RS just smokes an R32 GTR.
Badly.
And I remember our audience, the audience wasn't happy about it.
No,
don't, but it's just true.
Straight off the factory floor for 50-something grand or 60 grand.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Camry, we going Camrys?
Speaking of JDM monsters that are pretty much in the same category as GTRs, let's talk Camrys just for a minute because we haven't since that video came out. Now that video was an idea that just floated around in my head for ages. Like I want to turbo half or something.
Yep.
And the Camry was the thing with V6, and ended up battling the Falcon just because we had it and bought it in advance, thinking about it, and left on the back burner, which does happen a lot. And then things prioritise and changes. We go, oh, we should do this, and then we follow where the interest is, which I think is why 17 years in, I still have way more ideas than I have times to do it.
Can I just quickly address a question now?
Yes.
Lots of people in the comments. I got the Falcon, and lots of people saw your Camry. I totally get it because I know you. Lots of people. Why didn't you get a Commodore? Can I just ask you the question now? Why didn't you get a Commodore?
Partly it was the cost, because when we were looking up, you know, rear-wheel drive V8 things, Falcon, and that one you saw that
$30,000.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, and how, and this is the other thing. If we're going to spend a heap of time just fixing it, you guys are going to be like, it's kind of not that entertaining. So it's like I want to kind of start with one that's not a complete nugget, although we often do. And the Camry was bought in advance, so we already owned the Camry, and it was only $3 grand.
Yes.
So going and spending like somewhere between $15,000 and $25,000 for a decent Commodore, I realise there are cheaper ones out there, but also manuals. Manual Commodores are very, very hard to find. As are manual XR8s. Manual Utes are easy to find, hey.
Yes, and I think that's because of leaf spring, there's less to be done in the back in terms of how
And
they're
although
modified.
I have not spent heaps of time working on Commodores, I've spent a lot of time in them. Like heaps of my mates have had them. I've been around LS-powered Commodore stuff for a long, long time. And that particular era personally, like the 2005, 2015, doesn't really interest me that much. For the earlier ones, maybe
limited interest.
It's just interest, and you know what? You can't match everyone's interest. Do Nugget really cheap Camrys pique my interest? Yes, and especially, which is why that video ended up being turboing half the engine. Now, a lot of people said you've already turboed a Camry. I realised later a lot of those people
not half one.
Well, not only a lot of people hadn't actually watched the video. They just saw Marty turboed a Camry again, which I did 2-3 years ago. But that was the 4-cylinder one. This is a V6 3-litre, and I just want to see what happened if you turboed half of it. Now, I bounced this idea around with Benny and Al, Turbo Yoda, and said, like, what do you reckon? And their answers were very clear. Al's like, it will make the power that compressor allows to make. He already knows the answer. But of
course he does.
But there's something to also just going, here's the theory of it, therefore you shouldn't do it, which is what a lot of people get stuck in when they're building their cars. Oh, I can only put an S58 in an E30 because if I use anything else, that's not purity. And so you get this tunnel vision. Now with the Camry, I just thought, what do I have lying around? And the answer was the little Saab turbo. It ended up being a Saab turbo, which is kind of cool, the Chinese copy of a GT17. And all this other stuff, bits of pipe, bits of leftover exhaust, and the idea was to try and get a result and learn something along that path. Now, the result wasn't actually that good. Did it make extra power? It probably made no extra power. It probably would have made a bit over 100 kilowatts at the wheels as it was. So did I make more power? No. But did I spend heaps of money on it? No. Was it really fun to do? Did I learn heaps? Absolutely. Was I able to fabricate stuff without having to outsource it? Because my skills only go to a certain point, and I didn't have to hand it off to someone to be like, see you in 2 weeks, and have a beautifully TIG welded thing.
No,
it was
you
just
did great.
Together.
You did great, dude.
And I learnt a lot. And you could, that was evident by when we went and saw Scott Tuning Fork, who is, like Al, very, very established in that field, and they usually know the answers to this. He was doing the maths already, and the mistake I made, and I'll admit this, I decapped the injectors because I thought, we're going to need heaps more fuel. What I should have done is not decap them, left the stock ones in there, and then found a way to add fuel afterwards. But I was trying to keep electronics out of it.
Yes.
If I did it again, stock injectors, leave it in there, let it run. A lot of people do this anyway and just run turbos with their factory stuff and find a way to add more fuel. So maybe we'll come back to it.
You only know that by doing it.
And again, it's one of those things, sometimes I'm going along the whole way with this sort of, and I got tunnel vision of how to do it. And if I'd stopped and thought about it more, and as a lot of the comments was said, I would have also potentially found that. But I invited that in the comments, and we got a lot of people with suggestions, which I really enjoyed. Some people going, this is dumb. Okay, yeah, tick, whatever. Then people going, oh, what if? I love the what if comments.
Yeah.
Because
they're
people are thinking about it. Because it's interesting, and like, I love that sort of stuff. And also, I'm stuck in, which maybe this is good or bad, I'm stuck in the idea of, how can I make my nugget way better without spending heaps of money? Which I think that's a real fun area to exist in.
And that's always
how I started
been our
modifying
interest.
cars.
Yeah,
My
that's
first car was
always been the
$300. I had no money to do anything to it.
Yeah.
I remember putting a sports exhaust on it. It was like $280. That was everything I'd earned for like a fortnight.
Yes.
And I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's where they came from, but the result was interesting. The car still works, blows a lot of smoke, but
and there's going to be some more coming about that car. Can I take just a side tangent, because I know we're talking lots about Mighty Car Mods cars, and just talk about Mighty Car Mods and the nature of YouTube in 2025 also, is that we don't have an upload schedule, and lots of, here's what we get contacted about all the time. We get contacted every day from people trying to sponsor our show, every single day.
Flat out.
Can you talk about razors, bald shavers, bald cream, grey cream?
In the first 90 seconds, and make sure you mention it 6 times.
And so just the answer's no to that stuff, because we don't want to do that. But we also get people going, we'll teach you how to optimize your channel. And it's like, I don't want it to be optimized in a way that's then going to make our life revolve around how we do YouTube. But the truth is they say you should be uploading on the same day every single week. That way you get retention, that way you get whatever. What that means though, and a lot of you know how I feel about this, is the robot that is behind the algorithm is now deciding what my biological wet meat body does.
100%.
Because I go, oh, it's Tuesday, I haven't done the thing. So I get my mouth flap and I say to Marty, and he goes, and then we communicate and we go and meet up, and then we pretend to spend on a car so we can hit a Tuesday deadline, so that a robot that YouTube invented gives us a little clap, and when you upload a video, it'll give you a little, oh, well done, you uploaded, like it's giving you a pat on the back. It's super condescending, actually. Yeah. It's like, so I don't want to do that. But there's also the nature of the beast is that if you don't upload anything for a few weeks, it punishes you. And so I think that's why there's lots of slop getting uploaded. And I feel like Marty and I have always had a really good gauge of only putting up stuff when we're really proud of it, but also having an understanding of, if you buy look, this might be too deep into the wormhole for everyone, but I know lots of you are creators and YouTubers and stuff. If you buy a car for $35,000, you will not make $35,000 of AdSense back on the videos. You make 5 videos about it, you won't get the money back. And so you could, for everyone that's like, buy a Commodore and do a thing, even if you wanted to, you've got to buy it because you want it. And I think the YouTube has to be secondary to that. Agreed. For us, our interest has been car first, share the enthusiasm with the story. Yeah. I think a lot of YouTubers have got it the other way. They go, I think people are going to like it if I do this.
What if I spend $250,000
So I'm going to do a smash supercar and I'm going to put it on there and see what happens. But their interest in it is limited. I think sometimes people are saying to us, you should do this, you should do that, you should do that. And sometimes there's interesting stuff in there. But if we are not genuinely excited about it, I don't think it floats, and I think people can tell. The XR8 was more expensive than we thought, and that's why when Ryobi comes on board as a sponsor and they go, can we help you fund it? And you go, absolutely, because I really want to do this car, but I can't justify buying a car for $12,000, spending another $20,000 on it, and then trying to explain to everybody why I lost a whole lot of money so I could make some videos, unless I really like the car. And I do really like the car and had a lot of fun doing it. And my interest, for whatever reason, was an XR8, not a Commodore at that time. Yeah. So that's a bit of a dive into the YouTube-y, I guess, the world and the business. We don't think a lot about the optimization of all of that stuff. We have actually, you know what? I'll tell you, this is the raw mutton I have. And one of us comes to the other one and says, I've got this cool idea. If Marty says he likes the idea and says yes, and I say yes, then the answer's yes. If one of us comes with the idea and the other one comes up and we go, actually, I don't know about that, and the other one goes, actually, that's probably not a great idea either, and the answer's no, that's easy. So they're easy. You get a yes, yes, or a no, no. So what happens when you get a yes and a no? And our rule has always been the same. We serve enthusiasm first. Yeah. So if I say, I want to get the new Postal Hunter Cub 125 because I love them and I think they're great, and Marty, you should get a Grom and we should do whatever. Marty's like,
sounds cool.
You know, it sounds okay. I don't really want to get a Grom and I'm busy working on my Camry, but I guess the things are whatever. And I'm really enthusiastic about it, we'll go, let's do it. If I'm like, nah, I don't know, and he's like, nah, I don't know, then it doesn't happen. So long story to say, we serve the enthusiasm first, and sometimes the stuff that we're enthusiastic about is not going to be the stuff that's cool.
But in case anyone is wondering, when it comes to all like the titles and thumbnails and stuff, while we don't go full into hectic clickbait territory, because clickbait is when they promise something and don't deliver it, right? So if we bought the cheapest Falcon, it is the cheapest GTR Falcon. That's what it is. And, you know, is it going to have a bright thumbnail so it pops? Absolutely. Because actually, the robot will not show you that we put a video up. It just won't. It'll just go, nah, they're not that interested. Or it's so finely tuned into that. You might be thinking in your head, oh, Marty Carmo's video would be good right now. But if the robot decides, you won't even know it exists. So that's why the bell, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. That's why everyone goes on about it. We don't go on about it. Yes, it matters. We don't go on about it every video because I don't feel like you need to be hit over the head with it. You probably understand that.
And you're not dumb. If you want to watch it, you'll watch it. That's fine. But the thumbnail is the shop front. And I think you go down the street and it says, hot chocolate inside, 99 cents. You go in and they're like, no, we just have water and it's $5. It's like, it's not even what's on there. Where it's like really just all over YouTube is, I built a water slide inside my house, and it's a Photoshop thing of someone on this really high waterfall, Photoshop background, screaming, and then you look at it and it's like just a slippery dip that goes onto their lounge room floor. Like, that I think is unfair. We did do a cheeky one where we kind of went, battling two Australian icons, and everybody was like, it's a Commodore, and we put a Commodore in the thumbnail but then blurred it.
The Camry was built in Australia. It's an icon.
So, that was a little bit cheeky, but I think what's not fair is to like go, I bought a $5 million Bugatti and it's a picture of you with the Bugatti, and then you find out, oh, you actually just rented a Lambo, but it's kind of a supercar anyway. Anyway, that's
YouTube
whatever.
deep dive.
Oh, is that it for the news?
We got some That Even Legal is where we're going next.
Is That Even Legal is the section on the show where we discover different laws from different places because, why do we do it? Because different places have different laws. That's why we do it. Martin, have you ever been to Hawaii?
No, I'd like to go though.
I went to Hawaii. They have cheesecake there.
Do you know why people on the east coast of Australia like it? Because it's just like 8 hours that way and halfway, but well, not halfway.
Well, you can kind of get to America as like a bit of a pit stop.
Stopover.
But beautiful place. In fact, we should visit there sometime.
Keen.
But when we're there, Martin, would you like to get a tattoo?
Yep.
Would you?
For the point of the argument, yes.
Let's see. Just turn your head for a second. There's a little bit of fluff there that I'd been noticing for a while.
Thanks, mate.
But
Thanks for preening me.
No, look out, looking at. No, keep going. No, turn your head more. Like, look away from me. Turn around. Keep going.
Why?
That's part of the segment, dude.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Martin, do you want to go
I
to
fell
Hawaii?
for this last time.
What?
What?
Okay, go like this.
Okay.
Just stay there. Yep. Martin.
Oh, God.
I'll whisper it to you if you want.
No, please don't.
Hey, Martin.
No, I'm right.
Do you want to go to Hawaii with me?
Yes.
Do you want to get a tattoo together?
Yes.
Do you want to get it just there behind your ear?
Yes.
Illegal.
What?
This one's real.
No ear tats.
No, ear tat's fine. No tat behind the ear. You can't get a tat in that spot there. And it's not just an excuse for me to touch you. You're not allowed to do it. It's illegal to get a tattoo behind your ear in Hawaii. Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, aren't you glad you're here for the good stuff?
I thought you made most of this up, but that one actually could be
What do you
legit.
mean?
I thought you made it all up. Do you make these up?
Come on,
I make
man.
up conspiracies.
I consult with lawyers and stuff about this stuff sometimes.
Oh, yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Next
up.
Car.
Window.
Shopping.
It's the new section where we look at cars for sale on the internet, and Marty will show you ones that he thinks are good, and I'll show you one too. Did you really think I make the laws up?
Yeah.
Honestly?
I make the conspiracies up. Not all the time.
No, you don't.
I don't. I mean, I don't make them up.
Do you make up some of your conspiracies?
No.
Dude, I don't make up the laws. I research them
I
meticulously.
don't make the law. I just enforce it.
I do the knocking.
Yeah, anyway.
So have we run the graphics yet? Are we
Yeah.
into the thing already?
Yeah, we did.
Did we use all this?
Professional.
Wait on.
See,
Should we
if
cut
someone,
it now?
if someone was
Let's
shutting...
cut it now.
No,
Hold on.
don't. Because if someone was closing their eyes, they'd be like, oh, it's so real.
Okay, let's cut in now. Okay, hold on. So just do the... Welcome to window shopping.
This week on Car Window Shopping, we are doing Skylines, interestingly enough. So I've just gone on for If it's a Skyline, it's in. So I think that means R35s don't count because technically not Skylines.
Yeah, I said that wrong once. I referred to it as an R35 Skyline.
Skyline GTR, and it's not. It's just
GTR.
R35 GTR.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Sorry.
Anyway, let's just kick it off straight away. If it's a Skyline, it's in. What the actual flippin' frick is that?
Isn't that a 350 GT or something?
It's a 370 GT, but what's going on? It's an SUV, dude.
Wait on. Oh, has it got a fastback on it?
It says, look at it. It's an SUV. I don't know why that came up. Look, it's an SUV.
Is it?
What is that?
I'm trying to work it out, Martin.
What is that?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway, let's move on. So we've gone straight from $10,000 to $250,000.
And that's the same car, let's be honest.
This is a 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec manual four-wheel drive with 64,000 Ks on it. Apparently it's below market price.
Low Ks.
That's not like, wait till you see some of the other ones with low Ks. So now we've gone to a 89, so the, I guess, Series 1, the original one.
Yep.
GTR, $82,000.
Not a bad price.
We're not jumping into mods there, but most of them are modified.
Yep.
Nearly 80,000 Ks in that one. If you want to save...
That's foul. That red thing's
If you want to save 60 grand, you can buy one of these. Now, these are the ones that, it's a 370 GT. It kind of is a 370Z or a lot
You spent a bit of time
370Z.
in one of these, didn't you? Because one of your mates had one?
My mate had one. I actually sold it for him and we only got like 8 grand for it.
Wow.
Like it was...
So old mate's dreaming at $20,000,
Absolutely. Isn't he? Now, this is an R33, but they can be done well, I reckon. Because I reckon side-on, they've got one of the best shapes.
It looks, on that angle, it looks very S15-ish.
They look, yeah, exactly. It's got a bit of those sort of dimensions. And you've got some dishy wheels, I reckon it looks good. Check out the Ks, 16,000 Ks. But you can basically choose R32 or R33 and it costs roughly the same.
For what, between 80 and 100 grand?
But if you want the classic V-Spec to whatever, not a NER, we'll get to that as well, $278,000, and that's around market value according to this.
I turned one down at auctions, grade 4.5 at $80,000.
It's too much.
Bought a 240Z
It's
instead.
too much.
What do you honestly think's cooler, 240Z powered by the RB or an R34?
R34. Were you asking me or them?
I'm not
You should have
asking.
bought the R34. I didn't actually have 80 grand at the time. That's why I did it, because it's like even that 40 was a massive stretch. Anyway, 1990 Nissan
Let's
Skyline.
rewind a second, Martin.
What?
You've been rude today.
What do you mean I'm being rude? Coming from you.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
What does that mean, mate?
Staunch.
What
Check
is
out
it?
the staunch. What do you mean? What do you
Listen,
mean? 1990.
Look, none. Come on, man. You think an R34? I should have bought that instead of building my 240Z.
Yeah. You've been kicking yourself about that for like half a decade.
Yeah, so why would you kick
Longer.
me too then?
I didn't kick you. I
You
just
are,
said
you
facts. A
Facts.
fact is not a kick in the balls. A fact is
Martin,
a fact. That's why it's called a fact and not a ball kick. You know what I mean? Check out this ball kick. Look, you should have done this.
But Martin, if I'd done that, we wouldn't have got to build that car or hang out with Al or anything.
Yeah, I know, that would have sucked. But you would have been driving around at 34 and the whole time going, oh, look, it's like Bitcoin. Look, it's worth $400,000. And you could have sold it and
But
bought
I'm
like
not like
6
that.
240Zs.
But I'm not like that.
You
You
could
know
have
I'm
bought
not like
6
that.
240Zs.
Bitcoin's for robots.
Yeah, it's pretty boring. It's true. Anyway, this is 1990. Again,
I only want
so
to ask you
$90,000.
questions if the answer is what I agree with.
Next up, we're back into the R33. See, from that angle,
Not bad.
what?
Not
I
bad.
reckon
It looks all
it's so
looks all
bulbous.
bulbous.
It looks like a dolphin.
No, but they've taken that on like an anamorphic lens or something. It's too bulby. There's something weird going on. But I like it. Looks like a cartoon character.
Anyway, so now we're $330,000 because we're
That's a
back
nice
to a
one.
V-Spec. Yeah, it is.
For 330 grand, can't you get like a current model
Can't you
Porsche?
get a house in the country?
Here's the thing. In America, apparently your Porsche 911s are like 90 grand or something. In Australia, aren't they 400?
Yeah, big difference.
So, but what...
I want to
yeah.
show you the difference here as well, though. So that's for a GTR. If you get what is essentially the same shell
Two less driving
and
wheels?
2 less driving wheels, 75 grand. Same
Wow.
colour, same everything. Look at that. Like, the difference is crazy
Just no
for a 2.5 litre.
GTR tax.
Yeah, insane. And so we're back to, now we can go, if we go GTT manual, so rear-wheel drive, again, not GTRs, 36 grand can get you into a 1998 one.
I wonder how many people
That's-
just get a GTT or whatever, or a GTST, and just put a GTR kit on it, throw a badge on it, and call it done.
Well, even if you don't fake it, you can go and drift that
Yeah.
that'll be a lot of fun. And in a way, that tickles me more because it's like, I've spent 30 grand and not 330
And you
grand.
can give it a good thrashing without
can.
actually caring about
And
it.
even the insurance and all that sort of stuff on it, like, would be just nuts. So we did get an R31 in there, GTS manual, rear-wheel drive. These are cool. You still see them around a bit. They're a bit boxy and weird and long and strange to me, but look at the Ks, 21,000 Ks. If that's legit, that is absolutely crazy. Now, I also want to do a little dive, just go a bit further back in time, because we're looking at $330,000 GTRs. So I've rewound the internet and I've done a deep dive from some forums, and these posts are from 2004, and I just want to show you this. I have an 89 Skyline GTR for sale. It's white and recently resprayed. Lots of mods: induction, exhaust, adjustable coilovers, cooler, aftermarket radio, Bob. So kind of like a stage 1 or stage 1.5 to whatever.
60 grand?
Done by a workshop, $26,500.
Wow.
26 grand for like a decent one, and it would have only at that stage been 12 years old.
What's funny about that, still double what mine costs. I know, mine was, I would say, $14,000 is what I've been saying on screen. That is Australian dollars. So what is $14,000 Australian in US dollars? So when you get that conversion on there, so it's 9,000 USD, but that was to get it to Australia. That was landed here. So you got a couple of $1,000s also of other costs and whatever. So actual cost, we're talking about $7,000 US, $6,000 to $7,000 US. And so, yeah.
The forum username.
$10,000, $11,000.
The forum username is Junkie13, so take with that as you will. I grabbed a couple of them because I thought it was pretty interesting. So this is a later twin airbag R33 GTR.
I like this game.
290 kilowatts at the wheels, 500 horsepower at the engine, which in 20 years ago was a bit harder to achieve than it is now, with all the bolt-ons, coilovers, power FC, all that sort of stuff. 43 grand. 43 for an R33. Again, R32, this one apparently has 400 kilowatts at the wheels, $26,000, 26 grand. And lastly, again, R33. I couldn't find any 34s at that stage, probably because they were too new and they weren't really here.
Too expensive.
45 grand for a like really nice R33. So at that point, 32s were a good 10 grand less.
Yep.
And 34s, I guess, weren't really a thing, and particularly in Australia. But this is coming off forums. Again, 33 GTR, $37,000. So,
well,
20
while we're
years
speaking
makes a
about
difference,
GTRs, I also had a look, Martin, just out of interest, and I found 1970 Chevrolet Holden Tirana GTR listed. Now, this thing here...
It's a real one.
It is a real one?
Yeah.
It is real. How much do you reckon they're asking for that, Martin? The price is currently
$65,000.
So Martin's already seen this listing.
No, I know.
So
was that right?
It's $65,000.
No, show me. Show me. Does it actually say $65,000?
Yes.
I have not seen the listing. I'm really good at guessing games.
Martin looked at this before.
No.
I didn't even show you this link, though.
Because I haven't seen it before.
Oh, no, but you searched for GTR, so
No.
it came up. Okay. All conspiracy hat cat.
Dude, I haven't seen it before.
Anyway, so for $65,000...
No, actually?
Yes.
Stop. No, wait, stop. Is that actually 65 grand?
Why?
I guessed.
No, good.
Yeah, but 60...
No, you're special.
What's that called?
Martin,
what's that word you're going to
No, I like you anyway. No, I like you
65
anyway, Martin.
65.
Even if you didn't have a good guess in games.
Oh, so it wasn't close? Or was I close?
No, yeah.
How close was I?
That's
60.
the price. That's the price. If the ad's up, it's available. We won't get a reply.
Not bad.
Offers over 60K considered.
Well, he considered
So,
that.
well
Maybe
done.
I went too high.
It's a genuine barn find. It's been sitting there for 30 years. It's got rust. Has no tags, whatever that means. Located in Sydney. But the point is...
No tags,
is
rust
that
sitting in a barn.
For $65,000, you can get a GTR version of that.
How is no tags helpful though? Like that means it's got no VIN, no nothing. Like what? Anyway, I'm sure people know what's going on there. But
Anyway, that's conspiracy hat car cat. Next up, mycrapcar. Every week on the show, we love sharing some of your crap cars. No matter where you are in the world, we would love to see your cars, love to see a little bit about where you live and what you get up to. You can send your crap car videos to mycrapcar@theunicorncircuit.com. This week, we've got a car that neither Martin nor I have ever owned.
Correct. I tried to buy one many times, just failed.
Yeah, and how old was the girl selling it?
What?
No, because when we were younger, this was the standard girls' car.
Absolutely, it
like,
was,
you know,
yeah.
just like that.
Honda Civics or
this 1997 Starlet.
Hi, Marty and Moog and the MCM crew. My name's Josh. I'm the owner of the Toyota Starlet Club, and this is my crap car. A 1997 Toyota Starlet that I picked up on Marketplace for $1,000. And when I say crap car, I mean this is the most amazing car you will ever own. 2-door, NA, 4 FTE, 1.3 litre, power of awesomeness. I have owned this car for approximately about 6 months now. It's done one track day at Lakeside. It's done 2 car shows, and we're just about to head off to another car show this afternoon, which is a great cause for domestic violence in Gympie. As is with every Toyota Starlet, the door handles are broken. So no one's ever going to steal it. Being a Toyota engine, it's got 367 Ks, still going strong. Inside, it's your box stock Toyota Starlet. It's just been stripped to make lightweight for the race day. Other than that, yeah, it's just your generic Starlet. One of the best cars in the world. Cheap, reliable, fun to drive. I've been part of the Starlet Club for 25 years now, and it's a great community. If you ever want to get involved with a car club of genuine people, everyone's nice. Jump on the Toyota Starlet Club. We don't have a website anymore, but we have a Facebook page. What are your guys' thoughts on the Toyota Starlet? Yes, all right, you love it. So this was sold to me cheap by one of the club members. Got a wing and some body kit on it. It's also had a couple of love taps. This was my own love tap car trailer, and it has been hit in the rear, but that doesn't affect its racing. That was the Mary Rattler steam train that comes through Gympie twice a week. If anyone's keen to come to a crappy town, Gympie is the crappiest. This is the EP91 Toyota GT, which is the brother of the GT Turbo EP82, which I believe Marty and Moog did an episode when they were in New Zealand. I think that's been the only Starlet on Mighty Car Mods as of this date, but hopefully in the future you guys should snap up one of these before the prices go through the roof. You used to be able to buy these for about $400. Now they're fetching about anywhere between 3 to 5K.
Now the Starlets can be epic, especially if you got like a Glanzer-y one. The Glanzer is like the Japanese version, it was all turbo and stuff and pretty epic. It's EP71, 81.
Wait on, we have had a Starlet. Steve-O.
Oh, Steve-O, the Starlet Evo.
Yeah, we forgot. That's how forgettable it was. But that was different because it was like a turbo.
And that was, we owned it for like a day and a half.
And New Zealand's like Australia's Mexico.
And we owned it for a day and a half and did have an Evo body kit. And that name is one of my favourite names of any car name that we've ever had. Steve-O, the Starlet Evo. So much personality. And you might be asking, why isn't the Camry called the Green Goblin? Because that's like kind of a shit name. If cars get like...
Can we please call it the Green Goblin? And I'm going to call my...
Can we call it the Green Gobbling?
The green... What about the green
gobbling?
Gob? What about the green... What about a hot gob? What about the green... What about the green gobble?
The green gobble.
And I'll call my car...
the purple people eater.
Grimace.
Grimace.
So we'll have Grimace versus Gobble. I can imagine having the Grimace on the Gobble.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what comes first, the
Technically,
Grimace?
when you drift it, that car's pump action too, so that makes sense.
But what comes first, the Grimace or the Gobble? Honestly. I reckon grimacing is coming first.
Do you reckon?
Because you're not fast enough to keep up.
To keep up with the Gobble?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, guess we'll find out one day when the green Gobble actually works.
Because if I'm grimacing, you'll be gobbling from
Next up, conspiracy hat cat. Don't overthink it, man. They're just car names.
I'm just trying to work out where
Don't work out the mechanics of something. Don't work out the mechanics of something like that.
Before you're drifting.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about Skylines. It's conspiracy.
Let's make it quick. I'm hungry.
You're always hungry.
And I'm putting my finger up like...
Oh, it actually matters. No. You can see this wall of text I've got in front of me, but I will try and make this as short as possible. But it is a pretty cool story, bro. Let's get right into it. So the GTR was only ever manufactured in Japan, step one. Camrys, for example, manufactured in Australia, the US, everywhere else. GTR, Japan only. Right at the end of the 90s was the R34 when it started and then finished, I guess, early 2000s.
Martin, what were you doing in the late 90s?
I was in school. In
year 10. So what were you doing for fun, like fun times?
Music. I got my first car at that exact time, actually 1999. I got my first Gemini.
Yep.
I didn't get rego. I got it a year before I even had a license. So I just had it in the driveway and I was like fixing it up and learning stuff. I had like no tools. I mean, none. I had like a hammer.
Yeah,
and that was it. And I'm like, well, what do I do? And I think Super Cheap had just opened at that point locally, and so I got some basic tools and just learned and made heaps of mistakes and had a mechanic rip me off and all the normal stuff, which really galvanised the reason I didn't want to go to a mechanic to learn that stuff. I'm like, well, I just lost 3 weeks' pay on something that I can do for $100.
I think at that time I was in my third year of a music degree and going, what am I going to do? like with my life, like
Yeah.
what's happening. I like music, but I do remember at that time fuel was 60 cents a litre. Now it can be up to $2.60. So just to give you an idea, and I think I might have discussed this before, but I remember being hungry and going, "Do you eat some food, or do you buy fuel?" And back then I was needing to buy fuel, $2 sometimes $5.
Yeah, I would
which
put $5
which would get me like,
Absolutely.
you know, what's that, 8 litres or 9 litres or something?
Yeah.
And that would be enough to get me, because for me to drive to uni, which uni is what we call college over here, would be about 45 minutes. So it'd be from Glenorrey all the way down through Windsor, through Richmond, back down the Great Northern Road.
I remember doing the maths, absolutely doing the maths of going, I have $25 of fuel, and my mate that I went to school with, the uni with, whatever, chucked in $5 fuel, that's $30. How many trips back? That only gets us to and from school 3 times, and we're not going to make it back.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, what am I going to do? Oh, I can try and get another shift at the shop or do this or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's what it was about. But again, necessity breeds, what is it? Necessity breeds something.
Innovation.
Something like that. And it's like, well, I've got to work it out. So I can save money by fixing the stuff myself.
I was working at Windsor RSL running the sound. I got $120 a week.
Yeah.
A free meal, which is it?
That's huge.
It sounds silly, but it's a big deal when you're a kid and you're not earning any money. So I got $120, a meal voucher, and unlimited soft drinks. And I would work from 7 till 1 in the morning doing live sound for bands. And that $120 that would have to be the whole week. So that's food, that's uni stuff. My parents didn't contribute to paying for uni and stuff like that. You know, they obviously paid for school and things like that, but for uni they were like, you're kind of an adult, you're on your own, off you go. They didn't make me pay board, but I did do jobs. Did you have to pay board?
I didn't have to pay board. That was kind of the deal. It's like if you're studying and doing stuff, there's no board. But
that's fair,
it's hard. It's also hard because times are different now. You know what I mean? Like we are old enough that things were different then, and while we weren't like busted ass or anything, there just wasn't extra.
Yes.
But oh, hey, I have $50 and go and have a fun time. No way.
I was never given money, never got like pocket money or anything.
You had to.
But and I feel like in a way back then when you get $100, I would get the money. I'd have to go to the bar at the end, see security, and they give me an envelope that has the $120 in it. So I've got this physical money, and I'd go, cool. Well, I need to buy a textbook or whatever. There's that note. There's this. There's $20 left. I'd like to get some fuel, and I'll keep that. I wasn't going to the movies. Movies was way too expensive.
They were expensive.
Like buying popcorn, buying food out. It's like if you want to go out, I was making my own food, packing in a lunch and going. And I feel like now the world is created in a way through advertising. You can have anything anytime you want.
Correct.
Just have it all. Just have it now. And there's all this debt. And people like, are you buying a brand new car when you can't afford it on finance from the dealer? It's like, no.
I didn't know anyone that had a credit card
do it.
either until I was like much older either, where so debt wasn't really a thing.
And no one taught us about it, damn it.
Not really, no.
No, like at school, business studies, they'd teach you how to use a computer or something, but no one was like, can we just look at some like financial like, how does money work? How do you get it in? How do you get it out? I don't even know if it's taught now. I have no idea. But
don't know.
Anyway, that's conspiracy.
This does come back to money a little bit, and I will do this as quick as I can. So there was the V-Spec Nur, known after the Nürburgring, as they all did at the time. They only made 1,003 of them, and then when they finished being made in Japan, bang, shut. As in, we're not making another GTR ever. It was years until the R35 came out, and in that time, the new CEO, whose last name was, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, Gossain? Anyway, there's a lot out there about him. You should have a bit of a read up because it's a very, very interesting story.
Yeah, he's got an interesting story.
He came through, that was like a merger or a joint venture between Renault and Nissan. That's when the Renault era started. Now, some people argue and say that's when Nissan got ruined, and other people say the only reason Nissan still exists is because that happened. So at the time, they were making some amazing cars, S15s, GTR, R34s, like stuff that people were just aspiring to. The brand had so much equity, but brand equity doesn't keep them in business. Now, long term, you would argue that maybe it does, because people now and go see a Nissan Murano drive past or an X-Trail and go, meh. Like, what does Nissan mean today? If it weren't for the R35 kind of like keeping that happening, I would argue, like, where would they be at all?
Yeah.
So they still, it required a hero car for anyone who likes cars to go, yeah, that brand's still got equity. So they killed the R34, they killed the S15, they didn't bring out an S16, nothing to replace it in the rear-wheel drive category. And then, but they went from $16.5 billion in debt to like 2.7 billion in profits in a very, very short amount of time. So at that time, 20 years ago, it was very much credited with turning it around. Now, there was a lot of cost cutting. That's kind of what people were upset about. So they used to have a lot of little manufacturers, ma and pa shops, that be making a certain part. So we make the oil pump for the Atessa system in the GTR. That's all we do. And so they had like 3,500 or 6,000 suppliers all through Japan. They cut that, went, nah, let's bring it right back down. So the cars later in life had more Renault parts because they imported them from there. And then basically, Basically, it went to shit because there was a whole lot of conspiratorial stuff happening with money, and a lot of money was snuck out of Nissan into like overseas offshore companies. And it turns out this guy had allegedly had some, I think it's gone to court since, but I'll say allegedly because I don't know for sure, since a whole lot of problems happened with this guy basically lining his pockets. Now, he got put under 24-hour surveillance in Japan when this happened, but then got snuck out of Japan very famously
like
around 2018, 2019 in a crate in a cargo plane, a cargo private jet. Now, we might have spoken about this at the time because this was bigger than news 2019, 2018 around then. So what's happened since? Since then, basically Japan and France have put out like a warrant and said like we've got like a red notice for you, like we can arrest you if we see you. So this CEO is now living in Lebanon and I believe he's still there. But he's also asked questions, he's been answering questions from journalists in that time where it's like, what do you think of the Honda and Nissan merger? And they're asking the old Nissan guy who got in all this shit about it. And he said Nissan, his quote is, which is interesting, Nissan has been marginalised by its own weakness and its own mistakes.
Oh, ouch.
Like, whoa, basically saying that's it.
He's a human crate engine.
Yeah, and so what's interesting about that, he's also sued Nissan for over $1 billion and said, well, I experienced pain or something, so you owe me $1 billion.
Wow.
Which I don't know that it'll go anywhere. But apparently the conspiracy is, he said that the original Nissan old boys of Nissan conspired against him, but he also stole a lot of money, but then allegedly didn't steal a lot of money. And it's all just one big conspiracy. So I haven't answered the conspiracy hat cat. All I'm laying out is it joins back into our Skyline story very early on 25 years ago when they went, righto, see you later, no more R34s. Then there was this big gap. Then we had a whole lot of weird Renault Nissan-y stuff, a whole lot of grey mush. Then an R35 that only just turned off recently, but has kind of kept that brand. But now what is there?
Well, they haven't come out with their equivalent of a Supra.
And now we're talking about merging with Honda, which I know has fallen through recently, and now we're talking about all these other like deals. So where's this brand go? We talk about R32s. We don't even say the word Nissan. Oh, it's a Nissan R32. Nissan doesn't, for me anyway, trigger anything of going, oh yeah, they're kicking goals.
Yes.
Whereas I
think Nissan, they used to make cool stuff.
Exactly. Honda still make a Type R, which is kind of cool if you're into front wheel drive stuff. Toyota still make awesome stuff, even if it's a BMW, whatever. They're still making big hitting cars.
And lots of the cool stuff is coming out of Europe now.
Subaru still have STI badges on them, even if they're a bit soft now as well.
You got cool Beamer stuff, you got
Beamers,
cool Audi
Mercedes,
stuff.
all of it. So they're the only people I feel like who've kind of dropped the ball. Was this because of this guy or in spite of this guy? That's what I'm kind of interested in conspiratorially. It still hasn't really been solved because people are suing people. There's arrest warrants out. In my mind, it's still ongoing. But probably one of the biggest conspiracies, especially to do with Nissan, ever. That's it. Conspiracy out, Cat. What's up next? From that, we're going to Fanking.
Fanking is the delightful art of recontextualising a product's name by taking a photo of it near your crotch. Martin got a new pair of shorts this week and denied it, and he'll probably deny it again. I was happy to see you spend some of your hard-earned money on a new item of clothing, and I was
Coming
impressed.
from you?
No, that's why I was impressed, because I didn't have to do it. But Martin both got a new pair of shorts.
I didn't.
And a new hoodie. Which I saw him order and unpack. And he has a new watch band, which I just noticed today and I hadn't noticed before.
No, that was about 3 months ago as well.
Yeah, that's new. Anyway, so...
Because it was not from 1999, it's new.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to Fanking.
Martin, no, let's not feel uncomfortable about your fashion.
My favourite fashion is my Super Garage shirt.
That's great.
It's just the most comfy thing. But interestingly, what did we mention before we mentioned what it looks like? We mentioned it's comfortable. So that tells you anything about fashion choice.
Anyway, Martin got a new pair. I hope you don't mind me saying this. I can stop if you want.
A new pair
of shorts. They were green. And they looked good.
Oh, thanks, man.
Well done. The hoodie that he was wearing was light in colour. It was a light coloured one.
Because I knew I wasn't working on a dirty old Camry that day.
And so along with his new shorts and hoodie and his new watch band...
Do you want to see my new hoodie?
Yeah. Oh, you got it again. Yeah, that's the one. That's it there.
Look,
that's
it's got Michelin Man on it.
That's great.
I think it's cool, man. But that's...
You actually bought it. You ordered it and bought it.
I bought it from a shop. Because it had Michelin. I just thought it was cool. But it's like got a thing in there.
But that's great.
I guess it looks like Spono merch, but it's still cool.
Well, it's not, because you bought it from a shop. Anyway, and I wanted to congratulate you, Martin, for your whole new outfit.
That's a very strange thing to congratulate someone for. Congratulations
on being a nice person. No, because you didn't just get one item.
And being very intelligent and thoughtful.
You got shoes the same. You got a whole new outfit.
Shoes are the same. Takes one to know one.
Anyway, Martin, well done.
Thank you.
Do you feel?
What are we doing?
Do you feel?
What is this section? Is it called critically analyse the fashion choices of
I didn't analyse it.
basically middle-aged man?
I can. No, I was just. It's you, Martin.
People don't look to us for fashion. Although I will
Martin.
say, our merch is excellent quality.
The merch is excellent. Martin, I'm going to say something that you might not like. You and I do not spend money on ourselves very often other than buying shit boxes.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
And so when I saw you wearing a new pair of shorts, were they new or not?
No.
Like within the last 2 years?
Is that what qualifies
That's
as new? Okay, yeah, it's new.
Yeah. So when I saw you in your new shorts,
Yeah.
I was like, excellent, because you've treated yourself to something. You've spent $30 and you deserve it.
They were more than $30. Have you bought shorts? You haven't, like, that's how I know you
No, I
haven't bought
haven't.
shorts in the last
Because
decade.
These shorts that I'm wearing, I made Top Gear buy me because I said I'm going to need some shorts.
Made them buy.
And then
Because then it doesn't count as you buying them. And I didn't buy shorts. Someone else bought them for me.
Oh, really?
Which is why...
Who bought your shorts?
Which shoes do you have on today?
What do you mean?
Do you got the holy ones?
No,
you
because
do
it's
have the
not raining.
holy ones on.
No, because it's not raining today, see? I'm trying to... do you know what I found out though, Martin? Because I was looking at some hacks.
It's just going to be bullshit.
No, you can fill this with like an injectable rubber
don't.
to keep it going.
But why would you?
Martin, come on, man. I'm all here for all of it.
This podcast
I'm here.
with your eyes shut. You're still with your eyes shut. That's eyes shut for a long time. You could be, as you're going to sleep, then your eyes automatically stay shut. Think about that. You don't have to open them again.
What?
What?
Yes. Anyway, I like you, Martin. You're good.
Okay.
I'm very hungry. I
I
feel
know,
delirious.
I can tell. Can you please do
I can't even remember what you spoke. I just blacked out for a second. Martin, all right. Fanking is the delightful. No, we did that. All right, here we go, Martin. Let's see what we got. No, I've only done a few.
Give the man
Because
something
I
to
thought,
eat.
No, I thought instead of just sitting here making this segment go for too long,
You're the one making it go for
I
long,
would just
talking about
go-
clothing.
I would go quickly.
Go.
Hang on. What- no.
I feel like if I kick off the music, it'll happen
What's
quicker.
the last piece of
Dunk, dunk.
item of clothing that you bought? That hoodie?
No, the other day I
You bought something else new.
Yep,
And
I
you
did.
didn't tell
I
me.
bought a pair of shorts.
Did you?
Yeah.
Were they green?
They're so expensive.
How much do shorts cost?
I don't know,
Last time I
like-
bought them, they were $15.
Nah, more than that, like $50.
Really?
Maybe 60.
What colour are they though?
Just black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you try them on yet?
No, I never try clothes on ever. Large shirt, 35 shorts, done. Always fits. I'm lucky like that.
Mutton, fank of the week. I mean, no, it's not. Normal fank. Here we go. Big shit.
It should have been on the other side.
What is it?
Should have been reversed.
Oh, right. What about giant shit? Look how happy old mate
He's
is.
happy. He's
All right,
keen.
next up, happy day.
Oh, it is a happy day.
That's a rouch.
Yeah.
A rouch happy day.
a rouch around.
It's very good. A rouch around. Big thunder, Mutton. Just.
I feel like the
thunderous
fanking
applause.
has just like, but it needed to because
Yes.
it was getting way too over the top.
pretty good.
This is the like OG fanking.
Very good.
That should have also been a reverse fank.
The big cheese.
Yeah,
Jolly time.
We've all been there.
Well done. Next up, a blast of butter.
It's all the same person.
Well done.
This
Is
is
it?
all you.
Is it?
Is this all
And
you?
then, Martin, thank of the week. Give us a drum roll, please. A drum roll, please. Thank of the week. P-Joy.
Wait.
Well done. Look at that.
No, stop.
Look at that.
Did you just fank the entire thing, but it's all you?
What do you mean?
It's all you. I
How
can
do you
tell
know?
by the shirt. Well, two
What
reasons
shirt?
I can tell.
You can hit up and have a look if you want. Hit the up arrow and...
I can tell. There's a few reasons I can tell, right? So one is the thongs, because you're always wearing flip-flops / thongs. Second, that shirt, I recognise that green shirt because you've owned it for about 18 years. And also, it's just a tiny bit grubby. So it's probably a weekend where you're like just doing some like maintenance or something, or like fixing a lawnmower. You're doing something. And it's
same shorts
same
right
shorts.
now.
Yep. I could take. You just did your own fanking section and tried to sneak it past the keeper.
I wasn't going to tell you.
Well, clearly, but I picked it within what, 5 fanks?
Yeah.
I should have picked it earlier.
Well, anyway, so I got Bank of the Week this week with P-Joy.
If you want to submit your fanking photos, I mean, don't freaking bother because he'll just use his own. No, actually, submit your own fanking photos. Go to the Facebook group, Facebook, whatever, fanking. You will find it. It's the group, not the page. The page doesn't work. The group works the same crap we talk about every single time. Is it time for Eat Bag or Mailbag or Story Time or one of those? Because we really need to eat something.
There's still an unanswered question to do with these fanks. Let's just have a quick look here, Martin. That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. What's that? Have you ever seen that product before?
No. What is it?
Have you ever seen that brand before?
Oh no, where are you?
Have you ever seen that before?
Oh, you're somewhere else.
Have you ever seen that before, Martin?
No, I haven't. That's what threw me off.
None of these are available in Australia.
Yeah.
For this Fanking segment, I flew to Indonesia.
Just to do Fanking. Well done, mate.
And have a holiday.
Fair enough.
And so that's an Indonesian Fanking special.
Story time. Eat bag.
Eat bag, mail bag. Yeah, good. Bye. Hello. Mailbag is the delightful segment where we open the mailbag. Martin, someone has sent us some spoons. Look at that. What's this? Is it? I don't know what that is.
Is that what that is?
I don't know. All right.
Maybe we can play them.
Hey guys, viewer number 17 here. Last time I sent you anything to the Unicorn Circle was episode 75.
No way.
Whoa, nice to see you on the Aussie cars. Shame the Falcon is no longer made here. That said, here's a Hot Wheels of a Falcon. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, sick.
Thank you very, very much.
That's awesome.
Not particularly special Hot Wheels until you look underneath. I made a 3D printed jig to locate holes for a remote fob and drill out the rivets. What?
What? To do what?
It does have buttons underneath.
What?
For a remote fob and to drill out the rivets for tapping. Then I tap the threads into it, add 3D printed custom box for the fob and a loop and attach it to your keyring. All you need to do is program it to your car, which is easy.
No
I
way.
test each one to verify that they work.
That's so
Wait on,
cool.
so this is now a keyring for my Ford Falcon.
Yeah, with a central
with
locking
buttons on
remote.
it. Via that.
Oh, that is
and
so
he's added
clever.
this to the front of it.
That is extremely clever.
That is incredible. I also make a couple of decent brake upgrades for the Falcon using S550 Mustang rotor as a base. These fit best under 19-inch wheels. DM me if you want a set. Thanks for the many years of entertainment. Enjoy the offering to the uniform feedback. Cheers, Roscoe. Roscoe, thank you so much. Have you got a link or something that I can send people where to have a look at your stuff? He's also
amazing.
sent through pictures of these brakes.
Oh, he does brakes as well.
With information. Yeah, he does brakes and does those as well.
Sick. That's so
thank
clever,
you
man.
so much. These have come from Roscoe in the ACT. Thank you so much. And he sent us, Martin, along with the car and some spoons, he sent us something to eat. So, Aunt Betty's creamy rice snack.
Oh,
What have you got over there,
This
Martin?
is cool. So this is from Jacksonville in Florida, from Jonathan. Here we go. Dear Marty and Moog, first off, hello from the future. I'm the 44th viewer. That's very... I mean, that assumes that, 5 other people joined up before you? Congrats on exceeding 30 viewers Unicorn Circuit. I want to say thank you for making quality content throughout the years. Been watching from the driveway days, old school. You've inspired me so much to tackle jobs I never would have, and I've paid it forward by helping others in the automotive times of need and teaching where I could. Legend. I'm sure you're wondering what's up with the turbo key I enclosed. Right before COVID hit the world, I was very lucky to not only find my dream car, but also purchase it for a deal before prices went through the roof. Now here's where it gets interesting. In your most recent Japan visit, you boys have always mentioned 3 cars on your all-time list. So I'm extending this invitation. If you guys come over to the US anytime in the future and find yourselves on the East Coast, that key will allow you to drive my dream car all around wherever you wish.
Whoa!
That's pretty cool, especially because I can see what it is here.
That's a key for his car.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Please see the included photo. Which is right-hand drive. Cool. HK single turbo kit with a 6-speed manual transmission out of a BMW 335i with a triple disc clutch. My only request is you both sign the car when you're done. Keep up the best work on the intervals.
Great.
On the intervals, you like that? Sincerely, Jonathan.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. That's awesome.
And it's on a Supra as well.
Oh, Supra keyring and
How cool is the turbo
Falcon keyring at the same time. Double keyring, Martin.
You know what? Especially with people, like, it takes commitment to also hold on to something like this. It is so easy to be tempted at the moment with like, oh, it's an i30N and it's this, that, or it's an Audi, whatever, S5. Like, there's a lot of awesome cars out here. It takes commitment to continue owning a car like this that is, what, 30 years old?
Yes.
What is it?
It's just a little...
No. No.
As you
No
were.
way.
Keep going.
It takes commitment to keep something like this that's this...
Here
no,
comes
don't
the
even.
Subaru.
Don't even.
No, Martin.
Commitment to... I'm trying to be serious and this is important.
Okay.
If you've still got like a GTR or a STI or even like, you know, an American car from that era or earlier, whatever it is, it takes a lot of commitment and money and time and effort to do it and also to not get tempted by just a big comfy land boat. But maybe you can do both, which is always my plan. So good on you for doing it, and good on you for watching, and thank you. I do feel like the community around the unicorn circuit is very much one of a kind. And yeah, you guys get it. I love that there's little words like there, like intervals dropped in. It means you're paying attention, because we don't actually have no idea what this show is.
Martin, this is rice. It's vanilla rice. So thank you very much. That's good. I like it. All right.
Is that from New Zealand?
That's the show. Thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed it.
Buy that to like
That was the same guy. He bought it. He sent it to us.
Well,
Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoy that.
Quick reminder, we've got...
Ricey.
Quick reminder, grab a bag. They will go again, and they're really, really cool. We're really proud of these.
And what's awesome about these bags is if someone is just talking a little bit too much rubbish, problem solved. Now, going to feed him some food so that he just chills the frick out.
Boosty Boy t-shirts, including
CHERYL'S
ones
box.
for kids. CHERYL'S box.
All the good stuff.
These are available. I'm pretty sure the backpacks will go. So if you click on the thing and they're gone, they were already gone. But if you can get one, good luck.
We might be able to get more, but it takes time. So if you do want to grab one, at least.
It
if
is,
you want to grab
it
one,
is 3 months at least.
because they are custom made to our spec, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, it does take quite a while to get them back in.
Thank you very much for watching the show. See you next week. Stay safe. Stay awesome. Hopefully everyone's feeling good as the season changes. If you're not, check out the Reach Out website. Martin and I are very proud ambassadors of Reach Out. It's an Australian charity, mental health support for people and their families.
Yep.
So we'll leave a link for them down below. If you feel like you're having a bit of a struggle, maybe starting to have some feelings in your mind and your body that you're kind of not too keen on, check that out. It does happen to a lot of different people, and there is nothing wrong with reaching out and saying g'day to someone who can help you.
Don't forget, back to my point before, there's a lot of people who have these shared interests and they understand what it's like to own the cars, to be the age, the type, find your people. They are out there. Just get out there and actually go and hang out, man. You go to a car meet, you are absolutely bumping into someone that you have some common ground with, which is nice just to talk about. Even if it's just talking about Supras, which I'll talk about all day. All day.
Oh.
Bye.